Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Community Connections for Saturday, May 16th. This week's edition is going to be a little different. Usually I share 5 ways that you can help love your neighbor, but this week I want to focus on our Indigenous brothers and sisters and share a few ways that you can help support them during this pandemic. Native American populations are facing a disproportionate brunt of the COVID-19 epidemic, with higher infection and mortality rates than the overall U.S. population. Historical inequities in public funding in areas like healthcare and infrastructure have also contributed to health disparities that have put Indigenous peoples and other minorities at higher risk in the COVID-19 crisis. Simple things like washing your hands with running water from a faucet in your home is not something that all of our Native American brothers and sisters have in their homes. Many don't have running water. Many don't have adequate food or health care supplies, masks, basic things that many of us enjoy. So how can we help? I've spoken to the Reverend Brad Huff, who's the National Episcopal Church's Missioner for Indigenous Ministries. Brad is also a resident here in Minnesota, and we were happy to host him this past summer when he came up for the day during our Hands Across Duluth week and spent time with our young people, teaching them the history of Indigenous people in our county, in our state, in our country, the racism that has existed and continues to exist against our Indigenous brothers and sisters, and shared with our young people ways that they can get involved and make a difference and help combat racism. Brad has a great suggestion for how we can help. There's going to be a virtual benefit concert and telethon on June 11th starting at 4 p.m. Central Time. It's called Indigene, and it will raise funds to assist Indigenous communities throughout the Episcopal Church in their struggles from the effects of the COVID pandemic. It's going to feature many wonderful Indigenous artists from all over the country. It'll be live streamed on social media, and you'll be able to make donations directly. 100% of the funds raised will go directly to Indigenous communities, and the Episcopal Diocese of Northern Michigan is the fiscal agent for those donations and will ensure that all those funds go directly to the affected communities. There's pages for Indigene on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and a website, www.indigi-aid.org. So Brad recommends making a donation to this cause. You can start making donations today all the way through June 11th. Tune in to the telethon and benefit concert on June 11th and help our Native American brothers and sisters. There are also Episcopal priests serving congregations locally and Indigenous communities locally in our state. The Reverend Matthew Cobb is priest in charge at St. Bartholomew's Episcopal Church in Bemidji, and the Reverend Jackie Bernacci is serving on the White Earth Reservation. Both of these people have said that financial contributions would be greatly appreciated. Neither of these congregations have websites or the ability to take credit card donations, but they're more than happy to accept checks mailed to them. And I'll have the mailing address information on our website that you can go to access that information. Our website is www.stpaulsduluth.org. You can go to the COVID-19 response page and then click on Community Connections to get all the information. So I really encourage all of us to think of our Native American brothers and sisters who are struggling in a disproportionately high way during this pandemic, and think of how we can support them. Your financial contributions, either to Indigene or to these congregations on White Earth Reservation or in Bemidji, would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for tuning in today. Stay safe and well, and we'll see you next week.